Hello, you're watching Vnews Bulletin. From Hanoi, and now the headlines as usual. Politburo discusses review of resolution on Hanoi capital region. The Republic of Korea removes tightened COVID-19 control measures with Vietnam. And later on, Vietnam promotes gender equality. Party General Secretary Nguyễn Phú Trọng chaired a meeting between the Politburo and Hanoi leaders on April the 1st. The meeting was held to discuss the project to review the 10-year implementation of a Politburo resolution on orientations and tasks for the development of the Hanoi capital region in the 2011 to 2020 period. Members of the Politburo recognized the capital's achievements after decades of implementing the resolution, especially in the economic sector. The building and ratification of the party and political system has been implemented effectively. However, they also pointed to a number of shortcomings in the work with some uncompleted targets. Addressing the meeting, Party General Secretary Nguyễn Phú Trọng said that the city should be deeply aware of its special importance, position, and role. He stressed that on the foundation of the new resolution, the capital law should be amended and supplemented in line with the spirit of the resolution so as to deal with new problems in the current reality. The Foreign Ministry has launched Vietnam's voluntary midterm report on the implementation of Universal Periodic Review third cycle recommendations and announced the country's candidacy to the UN Human Rights Council in the 2023 to 2025 tenure.
Accordingly, Vietnam is willing to cooperate with other member countries and relevant parties to maintain principles of the UN Charter and international law, reinforcing the effectiveness and efficiency of the UNHRC through dialogue, cooperation, and mutual respect. Vietnam will work to promote gender equality, especially for women and girls, in the era of digital transformation, while continuing to propose a resolution on human rights and climate change, and making contributions to the Council's efforts in ensuring the right to access healthcare services, especially in the post-pandemic recovery period.
The Republic of Korea Disease Control and Prevention Agency has officially removed Vietnam from the list of countries subjected to tightened COVID-19 control measures. The agency said in a statement that during its 80th meeting on March 31st, after analyzing COVID-19 risks from each country and the number of infections among arrivals in the Republic of Korea, the Republic of Korea Disease Control and Prevention Agency decided to remove Vietnam, Myanmar, and Ukraine out of the list. Earlier, the Republic of Korea issued a decision to list Vietnam among the countries subjected for strengthened medical supervision as part of its measures to fight the pandemic. Accordingly, from April the 1st, travelers from Vietnam, vaccinated against COVID-19 or not, will have to take mandatory 7-day quarantine. Besides, flights from Vietnam to the Republic of Korea will be allowed to carry passengers equivalent to only 60% of their capacity. The government has directed in the implementation of measures to ensure the stock market operates in a stable, safe, smooth, public and transparent manner and develops sustainably.
The government asked the finance minister and the governor of the State Bank of Vietnam to instruct relevant agencies and unions to keep a close watch on the developments of the domestic and foreign financial, monetary and stock markets to actively carry out appropriate governance measures. The finance minister and the chairman of the State Securities Commission were required to monitor and supervise the movements of the market in order to come up with the management solutions to avoid risks and losses. These agencies also need to actively unveil information, come up with solutions to stabilize the psychology of domestic and foreign investors and protect their legitimate interests. It requested strict punishment against any violations. It also asked the Minister of Information and Communications to direct press agencies to report accurately and truthfully.
Vietnam enjoyed a surplus of $809 million in the first quarter of 2022, according to the General Statistics Office.
In the first quarter of this year, total trade value topped $176 billion, up 14% year-on-year, including exports of $88.58 billion. In the early January-March period, the country imported $87.77 billion worth of products, a rise of nearly 16% over the same time last year. In the first 3 months of this year, the U.S. was the largest export market of Vietnam, followed by China. In order to promote export activities in the time to come, the Ministry of Industry and Trade advised trade associations and businesses to apply preventive measures to avoid scams, while carefully choosing banks for payment in the current period and optimizing advantages from 15 free trade agreements between Vietnam and partners to diversify their markets. The ministry has directed trade officers in European countries to support businesses to switch import-export activities from Russia and Ukraine to suitable markets in the region.
A forum to promote foreign investment into Vietnam themed a new era of digital transformation and green transition took place in London as part of the Vietnam Days in the UK 2022.
Addressing the forum, Vietnam's Deputy Minister of Industry and Trade Trần Quốc Khánh said, along with the boom in online payments involved by fintech firms in recent times, Vietnam is confident towards the goal of substantive digital transformation in the near future. Participants were updated on Vietnam's economic situation, as well as investment and trade opportunities brought by the UK-Vietnam Free Trade Agreement, which officially took effect from May 2021.
Yeah, in terms of my role, I want to see really focused efforts joining up the trade promotion side with the trade policy side, so in a very seamless way so that UK businesses can be fully aware of the benefits and start to do business in Vietnam. Thank you.
Just keep doing the things you do well, which is about being open, which is about working in partnership and collaboration. And I firmly believe that British companies are the way to help Vietnam grow because it's a long-term and sustainable relationship that we have, and long may it continue.
The participants discussed the potential for investments in digital technology, fintech, renewable energy, and green transition in Vietnam, as well as opportunities for Vietnamese businesses to access financial resources from the UK for green development projects. Vietnam is a potential market for digital technology development, with many advantages. The UK can become a leading investor in Vietnam with projects on digital transformation and green and clean energy.
Vietnam has seen a total of 34,600 enterprises being set up in the first quarter this year, the highest number to date, according to the General Statistics Office. In March, 14,300 new enterprises were established with total registered capital of around $8.5 billion, representing sharp increases of 96% and 127% month-on-month respectively. Average registered capital per newly established enterprise reached $13.5 billion, more than $990,400 during this period, much higher compared to the figure from the same period last year. The positive figures demonstrate the confidence of the business community after 2 years of coping with COVID-19 impacts. Blockchain technology is booming in Vietnam, and a bright future lies ahead for the industry. The US-based Globe Newswire, one of the world's largest newswire distribution networks, has reported.
Globe Newswire said that many Vietnamese enterprises attended the Vietnam Blockchain Expo held in Dubai on March 27th. The event was an opportunity for blockchain enthusiasts and companies to share their experience and views on blockchain's vision, potential, challenges, and technology applications. Linh Hoang, Binance C director, said Vietnam will soon become the front-runner in the global blockchain industry. The country is in the top 10 of Binance for various aspiring blockchain projects and products that attracted attention from the global community.
The number of international arrivals to Vietnam in March increased by 41.4% over the previous month and 2.2 times against the same period last year, as Vietnam has fully reopened and many international flights have been restored.
The General Statistics Office reported in the first quarter of this year, the number of foreign tourists to the country reached nearly 91,000, a year-on-year rise of over 89%. Revenue from accommodation and food services in the January-March period increased by 1.2% year-on-year, while tourism revenue rose by 1.9% year-on-year. From March 15th, tourism activities have been fully reopened for both international and domestic tourism. Conditions and regulations on immigration and health for international tourists have become much more favorable. The unilateral visa exemption policy for 13 countries has been restored, along with the immigration policy as before the pandemic. The Vietnam Administration of Tourism said the reopening of tourism activities is a very important milestone for Vietnam's tourism industry. It said the move does not only boost economic recovery, but also affirms that Vietnam is a safe and friendly destination, contributing to improving the position of the country's tourism in the context that tourism in other countries around the world is also recovering.
We have more news coming up next. Let's take a look. After announcing the full reopening of its tourism sector, Da Nang City is working to re-establish its image of one of the most vibrant tourist destinations in the Central region. A street dance program is being organized by the Da Nang Cinema Cultural Center for the last Saturday night.
The pandemic period was very long and I couldn't perform. Now I feel happy to be back and I'm very excited to perform for everyone. I'm happy to come and visit Da Nang. The performers' costumes are beautiful and the music is exciting, so visitors can dance along.
The Han River in the heart of Da Nang City has many free art venues for residents and visitors, while unique scenic spots such as Apex Park and Love Bridge also attract a lot of young people at night. Da Nang will soon open pedestrian malls in the My An beach area and along the Han River to create more nightlife options.
For the past 2 years, due to the pandemic, I haven't been able to go out and there's been no entertainment. Life is getting back to normal now, but I still follow the 5K regulations and wear a mask.
Asia's leading festival and event destination is exerting every effort to convey a message of Da Nang is ready to open and welcome tourists.
Ink wash paintings featuring contemporary Vietnamese life dazzled visitors to a recent exhibition at the Fine Arts Association in Ho Chi Minh City. The paintings were created by 7 Chinese Vietnamese painters. Although the painters are of different ages, from 26 to 88 years old, they all reveal their passions for ink wash paintings.
I travel a lot, so I have the chance to feel the beauty of nature and people. I hope the ink wash paintings offer visitors a different glimpse of life.
Tranquil lights in rural areas, adorable springs, a corner of Chinatown in Ho Chi Minh City, and life in mountainous localities are depicted through the paintings. The painters are members of the Fine Arts Club for Chinese. With 40 members, the club is strong in creation and exhibitions. Its ink wash paintings are a signature of the city's fine art sectors.